All right, back to you.
Perfect. All right, just to continue down the line, our surveillance products will help a business keep a look on their business while they're out and about, so we do not offer an alarm. I want to be very clear. These are just cameras to be able to survey your business and keep in touch with us. So we do not offer an alarm-based product for businesses at this point. Residentially, yes, but businesses, no. So very clear distinction. And we offer a voice over IP hosted voice telephone system for businesses. So much like you're used to with, you'll see Polycom products on people's desks. We offer those. And what makes us different is that our network is all inclusive, meaning a lot of other hosted voice providers, what they'll do is they'll go ahead and backbone on top of our internet. And so at that point, you have two providers, you just don't have one. And being that Comcast manages its own network and we're not reselling other services or other providers in this environment, it really does make a significant difference when it comes to manageability, accountability, and partnership. Those are, I wanted to just kind of break it down simply to say, what does it mean if you spend $15 million? What does that mean to businesses in our community? It means that they are now eligible to be part of the Comcast family of customers that we provide superior service to. So a quick highlight there. I have a few more bullet points, but I'd sure like to hear from Guillermo. What's your question?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't raising my hand. I was just congratulating you guys on your recent success.
Oh, it was a high five. All right. It was a high five. It wasn't a question. It was a high five. I dig it. Thank you so much. It really is. I've been with Comcast 10 years and always in the business community. So I haven't explored retail like Alex, but I've always been in the business community. And I'm pretty fortunate. I've been in this industry, not as long as Brian McDermott, but a long time. And it allows it might allow me to hang my hat at different places. And I'm really proud to be part of Comcast. And the thing that I'll tell you is that even though on the simple terms, I kind of highlighted a few of our products, really what's important to tell you is that our number one product at Comcast is the customer experience. Like, it's a big deal here. This is no joke. It's go above and beyond. What can we do? I have a miracle jar. Generally, I have a few of those left in there, not every time. And sometimes it's not a good fit, but our customer experience is our number one product. These are just ancillary products that help facilitate a business. The most powerful thing that we offer is the human connection. It's my team in the area, the people that will come out and meet with you, invest in the community. I live here. I'm right here in this neighborhood. I'll see you at the market. You'll be like, oh, is that you under the mask and the hat? And I'll be like, no, it's not me, but yes, it's me. So I really want to be part of the community. I have been for quite some time, many, many years. And that's the most important thing to me. Product is product. The difference is the human connection and what we offer all the way through. Really important to us. Last highlight here on the simple terms, one thing that's really important in our community, kind of in the outlying areas and the foothills, is some of the power safety shutoffs. We all know that, right? The rolling brownouts, we're going to take you down for a little bit. And it happens a lot, especially with the fires going on and trying to balance power and safety. We have a product that actually will help a business stay up and running for up to 16 hours, even if their power goes out. So if you have customers that are struggling with power in their area and saying, gosh, we're just dead in the water, reach out. We'll see if we're a good fit. It's just an add-on. It's an ancillary thing, but it really does keep people moving, because without businesses moving, they don't make money. And we need to, after all we've been through in the last year and a half, we really need to focus on supporting locally and really helping people get back on track in businesses. And the thing that I love most of all is that I get to do this every day. This is the coolest job I have ever had. I've been in telecom for a long time, but getting to impact businesses and influence businesses on how they operate, their productivity, how they make money, how to increase revenue, and just change the way they work through technology. It's a pretty powerful position. And it's such an honor to help businesses change and be part of that implementation. So it's super cool there. I put my phone number and my email on that slide in case you want to find out more about Comcast, more about me. And just to say, hey, I know a guy that might need some help. Kathy, can you reach out? So any questions for me on this segment? All right, nailed it.
Kathy, this is Phil. I do have a couple of questions for you, if that's okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you so much for your time, by the way.
Yeah.
Baytech, in partnership with Dallas and the team there at SCO and some other partners here in town and corporate sponsors, we're training hundreds of people, right, tech capable people this year, and because of that, we've got some Bay Area tech companies that have been moving into Modesto. Currently, we're engaged with some of the biggest of the big tech companies right now, and they're beginning to open their eyes to the talent here, right? So should we anticipate any broadband issues, connectivity issues if they start opening up expansion offices out here? Are there communities that we should be aware of that may be an issue, and communities that will not be an issue currently?
Yeah, great question. So interestingly enough, Comcast our government and the lovely FCC, and I'll just stop right there, but they keep it all in line so we all have a fair opportunity to compete and prevent monopolies. And so there are strategic lines where, for instance, Comcast cannot provide services in Riverbank because Riverbank is operated by Spectrum, Comcast, and AT&T. So that is not a Comcast territory. Ceres, Keys, Turlock, not a Comcast territory. And so there are different pockets. And so the best thing to do is to reach out and say, hey, this company's inquiring about services. Can I put you in touch? And then we can reach out and see what we can do. Because although we are not a primary provider in those areas, we can offer something that is off net, which would allow us to provide other services and still be their liaison for that product.
Okay. And so for all of Modesto, the city of Modesto, you guys have that covered. Is that correct?
Yeah, all is such a all-inclusive word, Phil. So let me just take a time out there. Don't use all, nothing, everything, all the time, those kind of words. But all, I would say there could be a pocket, but it doesn't mean we couldn't build to it. And that wouldn't mean that we couldn't absorb those costs if at all possible on an ROI model. And so to say all, I don't know all the addresses, that would be disingenuous of me. So I will tell you that a large part of Modesto, extremely large part of Modesto is now eligible for Comcast services. And if not, we build things as what we call standard BAU, business as usual, that we meet an ROI model and we'll still pay for that to go forward.
I see. Okay. And if somebody happens to be in one of these pockets, how long until, broadband service can be up and running generally? What's a lead time?
It would just depend. That is too broad of a stroke to answer specifically. So it depends on if permits are required, what kind of permits. If you get to, Caltrans permit, there's so many possibilities. The best thing to do is just start a conversation. And in that vein, Phil, I'd sure like to please email me, because I'd like to provide you some information for you and your students there that Comcast is so dedicated to operating in a community environment and partnerships that what we do is we have a partnership program that if you become a referral partner and you send us information like hey, Kathy, call this guy, he needs some help, and you enter a lead, then we actually compensate you for that as a thank you. We certainly don't buy business, but it's just awareness in the community to help build a better cause for all of us. And your company or you personally would be entitled to a percentage of what transpired in that agreement.
Great.
Yeah. So please email me if you have those contacts. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to piggyback on that. So part of this $15 million investment, this is a first city build project within our entire national footprint. We operate in 39 states in the District of Columbia, and we invested in Modesto first. And part of that is because we saw how special Modesto is. It's one of the fastest growing markets in California. And it's also so uniquely positioned between the Bay Area and Sacramento, where cost of living is just skyrocketing. And so part of this $50 million investment was to make sure that we could come in and lay the infrastructure so that Modesto could be ready to and primed to attract those larger tech businesses to the community.
Right, which helps us give back for employment opportunities, community growth, families, and just investing so we can support other things like individually, like I support multiple nonprofits around here. This is my community and I'm proud to be here. So that's kind of what we do on the business side. And so I really appreciate you guys listening to me. I'm going to go ahead and pop it over to Angela. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. We're happy to speak to you about what we can. And if we're not the right people, we'll point you in the right direction. Angela, over to you.
She can move over the next few slides, I think. The first one should be our Internet Essentials.
Yeah.
And next one from there. So just briefly, in my role for government affairs, I help serve as a liaison between the company and the community at large. So the county, the city levels of government, nonprofit organizations, business associations, and so forth. I've been in role 7 years now. My footprint is Stanislaus County down to the northern part of Santa Barbara County. I live in Fresno County, but I was born in Patterson. A very deep affinity to Stanislaus County, and making sure that partnerships are robust and investments are made from a company perspective into the local community. One of the programs that I help manage is our Internet Essentials program. The program launched in 2011, so we're in our 11th year, and it is the nation's largest and most comprehensive broadband adoption program, helping to tackle 3 known barriers to internet adoption, that being affordability, devices, and relevancy and education around digital literacy. I'll populate the link to our Internet Essentials website in the chat, but I just wanted to note some of the program enhancements that were made over the last year and a half in a response to COVID. March 13th of last year, we announced that we were going to be increasing speeds to 25.3. We have since doubled those speeds effective March 1st, and that is for all new and existing Internet Essentials customers. We are providing 2 months of complimentary service to all new customers through the end of the year. That date has been ongoing and moving so many times. So currently it's set to, that offer is set to expire at the end of the year. So we encourage all families to enroll. We are providing free access to Xfinity hotspots, and this is to everyone, regardless of whether or not they are customers. We just want to make sure that as individuals are out and about, that they can hop on their wireless devices and log into an Xfinity hotspot. Through our Internet Essentials program, when the pandemic first hit, we had a wave of requests from local school partners, housing agencies, nonprofits saying, my goodness, we have employees that are working from home, and we have school children that are doing distance learning and they don't have internet at home and they can't afford it. So we launched the Internet Essentials Partnership Program, which essentially just enables a third party to sponsor internet service for their clients and students. And nationally, we have over 400 agreements with a whole host of partners. And we were really proud to have one with Stanislaus County and providing free internet to students in Merced, Tuolumne, San Joaquin, and Stanislaus counties. To enroll in the program, we encourage folks to do it on their mobile devices. It takes about 5 minutes to enroll. There is no question about like nationality or a residency status. No Social Security is required. There are no credit checks, no installation fees, no contracts. The service itself is $9.95 a month unless you're in through a IEPP partnership, then at that point it's free. So we can go on to the next slide. So Lift Zones is a new initiative that was launched last September. The company announced that we would be rolling out 1,000 sites throughout our local communities nationwide. We essentially partner with nonprofit organizations or housing authorities to provide complimentary Wi-Fi connectivity in areas where students and individuals can assemble to get resources. This program is really unique, and it was really sparked by the story that went viral. It was the 2 young girls who were sitting outside of a Taco Bell parking lot in Salinas. I believe they were homeless, and were accessing the Wi-Fi outside of Taco Bell to do their schoolwork. And that was definitely a story that tugged on a lot of heartstrings. You know, when we talk about bridging the digital divide and creating digital equity, the focus is always internet in the home, and that's definitely the goal. But there are students and there are individuals who just don't have a conventional living situation. Some might be foster youth or homeless or whatever the case may be. And so our leadership thought, gosh, how do we ensure that those that don't have 4 walls of comfort to call home don't fall through the cracks of the system because they are lacking access to internet. And so that's how Live Zones kind of came to be. It was let's partner with well-known entities like cities for community centers, boys and girls clubs, YMCAs, and so forth to create safe spaces where people can go to access resources. When we first launched the program in September, the focus was around students for educational purposes and distance learning, but we have since expanded the program to help support veteran centers so that they can have access to resources, telehealth sites, organizations that just provide comprehensive social services in general. And so we're currently working with the city and a couple of nonprofits in Modesto to roll some sites out this year. And then we're starting to identify some sites that we can roll out next year. But if you guys have any recommendations, please feel free to reach out. You can populate them in the chat or send me an email, a text, whatever the case may be, because we're definitely taking more sites into consideration as the program continues to grow. Next slide. And so this is a new program. Some of you may have heard. It's a program or initiative that was rolled out by the FCC just a few short months ago, and it's the Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. And it essentially provides broadband customers some relief on their broadband bill. And so it's up to $50 a month for traditional residential customers and up to $75 a month for those who live on tribal lands or reservations. If you're a Comcast customer and are interested in this government subsidy, you can just go onto our website to get more information. I will also populate, the flyer into the chat when I'm done presenting, so you can have access to that and share it amongst your friends and family too. Next slide. Comcast Rise. This is a really special initiative that was rolled out last year as well. And I think there was a lot of concern, and there continues to be a lot of concern about the number of minority-owned businesses that were very negatively impacted by the pandemic and closures. And so our leadership thought of a way to help support the minority-owned businesses with resources that we have readily available to lend and help execute. And so we have So Came Rise, and Rise is a multi-year commitment to provide marketing, creative, media, and technology services to small businesses owned by people of color. And award areas include consulting, so working with our Effective TV team in creating some marketing plans to help small businesses. We have the media, so creating a linear media TV schedule so that they can properly promote, their spots. Production, so assistance in creating spots for businesses to effectively advertise, and technology makeover. So this would fall in Kathy's shop: computer equipment, internet, voice, cybersecurity, services for 12 months free of charge. We do have a window that is currently open for applications, and that the deadline to apply is July 31st. I do want to note this is a quarterly program, so after July we'll have another window, and I can send over the dates for that. But there's still an opportunity to apply. This is an awesome program. I do want to note we have award recipients in San Joaquin and Merced County, but none in Stanislaus County. So to the extent that you can help promote Comcast Rise and these free services for minority-owned businesses, that would be fantastic, as we would love to get Modesto and Stanislaus County on the map. Okay, next slide. I think that may be it. Yeah, so any questions on my end?
I just wanted to add that, our Internet Essentials is a great program for residential users, and it really is available. And if you know folks that could use some of that help and use that program, please reach out to Angela. We are a community-based business, and we love to help those that are in need. And so these 3 programs that she just went over are pretty powerful, and they're available. And it's sometimes just things we just don't know about.
So I have one last question for you guys. That first of all, thank you so much for doing, all these great things for our community as an organization, and then thank all of you for coming today and sharing about your company and all the wonderful things that you're partnering with us on. So if Bay Valley Tech could potentially help, increase awareness of Rise, Comcast Rise, or there's other potential ways that we could partner, who should I contact about that?
You can contact me, and I kind of serve as the internal, like, technical, getting folks connected as needed. So by all means, feel free to reach out, and we can schedule some time to go over how you might be able to help promote some of our initiatives and programs.
Okay, great. And then as you guys have been talking about your company, today we have a lot of our Bay Valley Tech interns online today. If they're interested in working for the company and want to find out more, is there somebody that they could reach out to? Is there someone who oversees your internship program? And also, we have companies come and speak to our students and our interns, and help them understand what their company is looking for specifically, soft skills, technical skills. Not sure if you've got any managers, hiring managers that could come and participate in some of these interview prep sessions or anything like that we do. If there's someone I can contact about that as well, that would be helpful.
Yeah, Phil, I would love to discuss those opportunities with you. There are plenty of opportunities at Comcast for careers, internships, and future growth. Alex alluded to it earlier. It's not just sales, it's not just tech. We have attorneys, we have finance, we have government affairs, public affairs. So it's a phenomenal company to work for. I'm going to have to let Kathy know this is the best job. I have the best job at Comcast. It's the best job that I've ever had.
She might, yeah.
Focus on professional and self-development. I mean, it's really phenomenal. And to the extent that we can engage our local employees and helping some of the interns at Bay Valley Tech, we'd be more than happy to do that. And we have employees that are ready to give of their time and their resources and their talent to help others grow.
Great. Well, hey, thank you so much, and we'll be in touch then.
Sounds
Yep.
good.
Hey, Phil, this is Brian McDermott. When you get a chance, I sent you a message in the chat session. Go ahead and take a look at that and reach out to me when you get a chance.
Fantastic.
All right, if no other questions, we can pass it over to Felicia and Trish again. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Alex, you had unmuted at one point. Did you have something you wanted to add?
No, I was just going to double down on that community, what Angela was saying about opportunity, but she said it so well that I really didn't see the need to kick back in. But thank you guys for the time, and thank you so much for the platform and the availability to share what we have to offer and our partnership. So appreciate the time very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I had to look you guys up while we were talking. I feel like you sent the 3 Power Squad players here together to present today. You guys were all phenomenal. Just out of curiosity's sake, I looked up Comcast while we were sitting here, and now I have closed the window. You guys have been President's Tier members since May of 2003. So you just had an anniversary with us not too long ago. So really appreciate your partnership and investment in the community, and all the different team members that I've interacted with in the last 12 to 18 months. And all have been wonderful people to work with. And so I think you guys probably have a right to be content in your jobs. We'll just say that.
Appreciate that so much. Comcast, I liken it to, it's a big ship, with lots of cabins, and it's always nice to have the captain that welcomes you to the ship and says, I will help you get to that place. And so if we don't know, we're more than happy to get you somewhere. And although Comcast is a big ship, we have local people that work for the company that live here, that invest in our community. Like when you support Comcast as well as we support local businesses, you support families. And we really appreciate that so much.
Yep. I agree with that mentality across the board. It's, for us, it's supporting business, but to support business, you have to support the families and those raising children going through schools here. It's a community-based mindset to really help lift everyone up. So I really appreciate your time. I know you guys kind of committed a little short notice because we had kind of a gap pop up, but really appreciate it. And I think this was like perfectly prepared. So I think you guys are going to go at an instant. So I appreciate that. And this was a fabulous info session here. So appreciate it. It was neat to hear all the 3 different angles that time. So if there's nothing else, look for us to be here again. Also, we meet on the same week, same day, same time of each month. And so look forward to having you next month. And Felicia, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on our next speaker. Is she here? I believe we have Data Path next month.
Sorry, technical difficulties. Yes, Data Path.
Thank you.
Great
So
community partner. Yeah.
Yeah, they are fantastic.
yes, agreed. So we're looking forward to hearing what they have to say as well. Share this opportunity to attend and or present, depending on where you're at in this, and help us also inform others out there looking for work that there's a lot of pathways to be found through this little community that we're building right here. And we'd love to engage more partners and more participants. So just keep sharing and watch our social media feeds and our e-blast. We've got all sorts of stuff going on to try and address all those different areas in our community that need support.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for the
welcome.
opportunity. Great to meet all of you.
Yes, you too. Look forward to seeing you soon. And with that, I'll give you guys the rest of your afternoon back. Thank you so much for joining us today.